Okay, goddamn. Week 10 of fall anime. We got Attack on Titan dropping this week. December 7th, it came out. A little early for winter, just because I think it has 16 episodes. Mappa is working on this. I've been watching a lot of Mappa shows lately, I realized. Like, God of High School, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro. So yeah, they really deliver on action, and they did not ruin this series with CGI. But yeah, it's a big workload for them. So I'm actually concerned how they'll balance all of this, since Jujutsu Kaisen is a 24 episode show. But yeah, for Attack on Titan, I'm kind of excited, but kind of scared how the series will progress because like it did peak at the basement arc, and now it's just like a totally new thing happening. So yeah, let's get into it. So for Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 1, we're taken into the middle of a war setting. It's basically kind of like a desert trench warfare type of thing. Basically, it's Marley, which is kind of the power, and that they were the ones that were dropping Titans into the Paradise Island, turning people into Titans, just like the evil, oppressive group. It was them and then the Aldeans that are taking part in this war. And basically, there's like a group of Aldeans, like 5 or 6 people, that were going to be the next candidate to be the Armor Titan. So it's kind of interesting. I guess, is the Armor Titan about to die or something? I know Titans have like a 13-year lifespan, but there should still be a few more years left. They're just looking for new recruits, and these guys kind of want to prove themselves, but it's funny because they have just like really anime kid personalities. It's like there's like a girl that's really spunky and wants to do all the action, and then there's a bunch of dudes that are scared. There's like a guy that's level-headed. So we just have like a whole new cast of characters right here in episode 1. It has been revealed that it's been 9 years since they lost the female Titan and the Colossal Titan to the attack on the island against the Eldians. So if we do some quick maths right here, so the attack started 9 years ago with the Colossal and the Armor Titan, and then there was a 5-year time skip where all the kids grew up and joined the army, Eren, Misaka, Armin, and them. And after that, all that shit happened in season 2 and 3, was basically in the span of like 1 year. And then a year after that, they kill all the Titans on the outside and reach the ocean. They said 9 years ago, all that shit happened. So since all that shit happened 6 years ago, then there's a 3-year time skip, and now they're going to war with like other countries, and they forgot about the island with the Eldians. So TLDR, 3-year time skip. So pretty cool CGI action. The Armor Titan is doing like his linebacker run, classic. They're fighting some Middle Eastern faction. I guess the point of this war is just like people see Marley as like kind of weaker. Like the existence of Titans is kind of outdated now. There's actual like weaponry that's strong enough to beat the Titans. So a lot of countries are posturing to attack Marley. And then yeah, the Beast Titan is also there. He's throwing bombs, like how his baseball throws, and then he just shoots a bunch of ships in the ocean. But then while he was doing that, he almost got killed by return cannon fire. And then he gets protected by the Armor Titan, who like his arms come off and everything. So yeah, these guys are getting weaker. And then there's also the new characters. So Gabby is the female girl that wants to like solo everything. She sees like an armored train that can like kill Titans. So she poses as like some random citizen and then has like a bomb strapped to her leg. And then she throws that bomb onto the train and just like solos the whole train. There's also the Jaw Titan, who looks kind of really cool. He has blonde hair and like kind of like this metal jaw mask, and then he's on all fours, similar to the Cart Titan. The new Jaw Titan design is very sick. Yeah, there's just so much shit sprinkled in. Like even in the beginning, there was one of the dudes. His name was Colt. He almost got like injured and killed, and he hit his head somewhere. And then he remembered him like swinging around fighting Titans like with his grapple technology, which is kind of weird because it's like he had like a mental link to people from the Eldian island. And now in episode 2, we get even more character introductions and a lot of explanations. So the main cast of characters is Gabby, Udo, Sophia, and Falco, and they're like the candidates who are next in line for the Armor Titan. Gabby is Reiner's cousin, and Reiner really wants to protect her. So even though she's like the female that's like charges head on and stuff, she looks like she's the next in line to be the Armor Titan. Reiner low-key doesn't want her to be. He wants to protect her. So he wants Falco to be the Titan. So he has like a serious talk with Falco on just protecting Gabby. Like, you have to be the Armor Titan. So there might be like some drama there on like who gets to be the Armor Titan. We also see the remaining Titans, their human forms, as they go back into the Marley region. So we see the Cart Titan, which is a girl named Pike. I didn't expect the Cart Titan to be a girl, since the original design was like this aardvark with like a muscular like male body. But yeah, it's a girl. And then there's Galliard, who's the new Jaw Titan, who took Ymir's memories. So yeah, along with the Beast Titan and Armor Titan, those seem to be the main cast of Eldians that this side is focused on. Also a big reveal that the Beast Titan, he only has 1 year remaining of his life, and Colt is going to be his successor. So yeah, that's good to know. And then the thing is, his last remaining year, he wants to kind of avenge the mistakes that the Eldians made. So they have a plot to go to Paradise Island and take it over. So we're going back. Now we have motivation. Basically, if they gather all the remaining Titans, the Founder Titan, they'll be a lot stronger, since their military force is decreasing. Since people have anti-Titan weaponry now, they can just like drop bombs from ships. So just having Titans in melee range isn't enough. So I'm very excited to see this development. I really love these new characters. I'm very excited for the season. I hope you all are too. Okay, so for Jujutsu Kaisen episode 11, oh my god, this week's episode was insane. It was so good, and then just like the moment happened, like, it was so cheap yet so effective. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, let's get into it. It first continues off with the fight of Kento and Mahito. So Kento is pouring all his energy into like a final move because Mahito is really strong. There's a move where he punches an object really hard and then basically imbues spiritual energy into it, so like it'll expand and explode. And then he cuts off Mahito's hand in the process. So he just wrecks Mahito, crushes him in a bunch of boulders, and walks off as he's like kind of injured. Good showing. It showed how Kento can be a savage, but also the strength of Mahito, where Kento couldn't even stop him. He had to do like his desperation move and retreat. As that happens, Yuji is hanging out with the dude Junpei. They actually get to be really close friends, and then we see Junpei's mom come in, and she's like happy that they're together. And Junpei's mom was smoking. In more ways than one, she was actually like a really cute mom character. You can see that Junpei really cares about her. So this kind of bullied emo kid actually has a really cool background where, yeah, his mom takes care of him and loves him, and then he wants his mom to stop smoking. A very nice family situation. I guess like he has no dad, so it's a little rough, and he gets bullied at school, so that's like out of his control. But in his family life, it's just like that's his one saving grace. So then Yuji gets invited to dinner. They all have a happy time. Yuji bonds over movies with Junpei. And then Junpei's mom is like a drunk, so when she was eating dinner, she just keeps laughing at everything Yuji's doing. I'm so happy that Junpei gets to have a nice family life. But then, once Yuji left and then the mom was sleeping, she finds a finger of Sukuna. How did that get there? And then just some demon gets attracted to it and kills her like off screen. But damn, I was screaming. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't kill the mom. Why? And yeah, the mom died. Of course, Junpei, he has nothing left. So he's kind of completed his transformation into becoming a cursed spirit user. And we realize this is an inside plot between Mahito and Geto, just to hasten Junpei's path to being evil and maybe unleashing Sukuna. So yeah, all according to Keikaku there. But yeah, I was just so sad that the mom had to die. It was so cheap. Yet like I was just screaming and crying when they did it. Oh yeah, and then she died pretty gruesomely. Like half of her body was just gone. So it's just her top half covered, and then it's like ice on the bottom. So then the episode ends with Mahito putting on like a barrier outside of the school. And now like all the people in Junpei's school are just collapsing and falling asleep. While Junpei tries to get his revenge on the guy he thinks put the cursed finger there. Because Mahito just lies to him and says a random student that bullied you did it. Yuji comes in, running to save the day. There's a confrontation where there's probably going to be a fight between them next episode. Okay, so for Akudama Drive episode 10, pretty insane episode this week. More shit is just happening this week, and they're really converging onto something at the end. So I'm excited to see how it'll progress. Basically, this week was very doctor focused. So the executioners that have the little brother, they get chased by courier into this station to Kansai. And then in there, they get trapped by Doctor. So now Doctor has the two executioners hostage, where she has like this metal pin on the executioner's partner's heart. So if she just pulls her string, then the dude will die. So then the other executioner can't harm Doctor since she's not an Akudama. It's kind of like a dumbass reasoning, but basically executioners don't make the law, they enforce the law. So if they see someone doing something wrong, but they're marked as a normal citizen, they can't stop them because they're not in Akudama. They can only stop Akudama. So like, what is an Akudama? It's basically marked by the government. So the executioners can't like call who an Akudama is. Doctor basically has immunity here. She tells Hoodlum to kill Swindler. And Swindler, she does a lot of good things here where she talks. Like, she's using her Swindler power of, like, convincing people. And she tells Hoodlum how much the Brawler admired him. Like, he's kind of shitting on his memory. Like, this was your boy. He looked up to you. He believed all your crazy lies. And then, like, you're just doing yourself a disservice by being controlled by Doctor. But then Doctor retaliates by saying, oh, it doesn't matter who he's following. He has to follow someone. That's just the type of person he is. And then the Doctor actually fucks up where she revealed that she killed Brawler. Well, technically, like, she stitched up his wound so it'll reopen again on purpose. So, like, when he was fighting the Executioner, he died of blood loss from the wound reopening. And Doctor, like, did that because she didn't want him to interfere with her plans of control because he's the only one strong enough to kind of be immune to her poisons. So yeah, Doctor has all the power here, but then Hoodlum comes to save the day. The Swindler's talking really worked, and then he slashed Doctor's throat, and before she can stitch the wound up, a bunch of normal citizens just run in because, oh yeah, here the normal citizens are being targeted as Akudama now. Because, like, the government was like, okay, just mark the normal citizens as criminals. And it's kind of funny because that's what's happening in American protests earlier this year. Just the protesters were being attacked because, yeah, they're marked as criminals. Doctor just gets like stepped on by all these people running inside the station that are trying to flee the city and go to Kansai. And Hoodlum also dies in this situation because the Doctor also killed him. So yeah, all the Akudama are dead. We have Courier, Swindler, and the brother and sister who are on the train with the executioners. So I wonder where it's gonna end up. Like, it seems like it's gonna be a bad end for everyone. So we will see. But I really like this because I really like the self-contained story so far, where they introduce all these characters and they kill them off one by one, by priority, and then the main character Swindler will like probably be the last one standing as she does something. But yeah, the city seemed to be kind of fucked at this point. Maybe like a big revolution is needed. Okay, so for the Wandering Witch episode 11. Wow, what an interesting episode. I was kind of uncomfortable watching it, but I was also extremely entertained. So it continues off with Saya going to the City of Freedom, and then there was like the Curio group that was hatching a plan somewhere. So they're kind of back in business. They got freed from jail, and they're harassing people and witches again. And they have an extreme plan where they want Saya to open the box, because like the box has some evil magic inside of it. So then Saya gets harassed a little bit, but then she gets saved by her little sister. And her little sister is like kind of like a cute, like long black haired. She's a little taller than Saya, but she's kind of more independent. And then Elena is also in the same city, just looking around, being like a tourist. And then the Curio group basically body swap Elena and Saya with some like random magic. And like Elena being kind of like the ditzy girl that she is, just like wants to explore everything. She opens the box in Saya's body because she's all disoriented. And this big purple smoke just envelops the city. And it just makes everyone horny. Their emotions are just 100% focused on the person that they're in love with. And here, this is where the creepy part is, because Saya, or rather Elena in Saya's body, is next to her sister. And Saya's sister just turns on the incest, and it's like Saya's sister was actually like in love with Saya. Like she actually tries to kiss her before Elena punches her in the gut for being uncomfortable. But yeah, the level of incest here was like not something I was expecting at all. And then Saya in Elena's body is just admiring her reflection of Elena. She's like rubbing herself on the window. They have to solve this issue because Elena is the one that kind of caused this to happen. And there's also like a riot in town where the Curio group is using all this magical confusion to rob all the stores. But then yeah, the Night Witch and the Stardust Witch come through. They save the day. They stop all the thieves in the Curio group. And then they have Elena and Saya switch bodies. It just like takes like a day and their bodies switch back to normal. And Saya is all sad that she has to leave Elena, but yeah, that's how it goes. A very cool ending to the episode. There's a part where the Stardust Witch asks Elena, hey, oh, you realized who my teacher was? Because I was part of this Kiro group solving the first time, which you read in the book. And then Elena acts all kind of ignorant and tries to like just to change the subject where, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. And this is because she doesn't want her fantasy of Nikkei to be broken. She doesn't want that to happen. She wants to keep having adventures and maybe surpass Nikkei. So we get a little bit more of her character motivations. She wants to just have adventures. Because like, I guess she looks up to Nikkei, but she also wants to keep doing things. She doesn't want the adventure to end just yet. So yeah, very funny, nice, cute episode. I wasn't expecting the Yuri incest, but yeah, there you go. Yuri incest fans. Okay, so for Sports Climbing Girls, episode 11, Konomi fixes her time on the speed climbing, and now she makes it down to 15 seconds. Very big improvement by her. She looks at everyone else's moves, and then she adapts it into her style, and then she also asks this new blonde tomboy girl. Her name is Mimu, and she's like very upbeat. I was kind of like unprepared at how happy she was. I thought she'd be kind of more like a serious type, but she's kind of happy, laid back, and just like cute. She gives Konomi advice because she likes the puzzle braid in her hair on how to climb faster. She compares it to a rhythm game because she really likes those types of games, just like grooving to a beat. And that's right up Konomi's alley because yeah, she loves games. So she visualized this as a rhythm game, and yeah, it makes her climb a little easier and faster since she has like the stuff visualized already, but now she has the tempo memorized. Konomi greatly increases her time. Yeah, good job by her. And then she realizes that Mimu, the girl that gave her all this advice, she's part of the same school as Cool Kurisu. And yeah, that's kind of yikes because they're going to the Japanese High School Cup, and then she's like another barrier in their way. So then they go back to school, everyone's training. Nonaka's doing really well. Saya's like pretty good as well. She has good climbing times. But then Nonaka sees something wrong with Saya. She's climbing really awkwardly. Not only Nonaka could tell since she knows her for so long. Yeah, Saya's like finger that she broke wasn't fully healed. So Nonaka emotionally asks her, no, you can't do this. Like, it's gonna be a long-lasting injury. You said you wanted to climb forever. So like, don't aggravate your injury, or you might not even be able to climb after this. Saya, she's really headstrong and wants to be the leader. But of course, like, she doesn't want to, like, cripple herself, jeopardize her career. She cries, she's a little angry, but then she agrees with Nonaka in the end. So yeah, there goes Saya, a big powerhouse in the Hanayama team is just now gone. Nonaka is there to pick up the pace as the captain. It's really hard to see how these girls will defeat Cool Kurisu and her school, because yeah, they seem to be the top team. Like, I doubt Konomi can carry this with Jun and Nonaka, but we will see. I'm just waiting in anticipation, but I'm like 90% sure that Hanayama will lose. But we can't just end the anime on an L, so maybe they'll win, but it's so hard to see how. Like, just Kurisu and Mimu and everyone else, they're just like so strong. Okay, so for Tonikaku Kawaii, episode 11, wow, I really love this episode. Just like a nice slice of life feels. Like, I know this whole season has been slice of life, but damn, this one just like made me feel so comfortable and just happy for the people. So yeah, Chitose realizes that Tsukasa's house was burned down, so she's trying to find her. She randomly finds her, but then Tsukasa gives her the slip. So yeah, very funny Chitose shenanigans happening. And then after that, they all get together in the hot spring people's house. They have a takoyaki party together, where they kind of like break the ice and be nice to each other. And very funny thing happens where they have a Street Fighter V tournament. Very actually interesting because they showed the gameplay of Street Fighter V. Like, it wasn't just a drawing of anime Street Fighter V, it was just like the real Street Fighter V with all the graphics and stuff. It's like a three-way competition to get NASA to do them a favor with Aya, Tsukasa, and Chitose. Tsukasa's really into fighting games, but she's not good at Street Fighter V compared to Aya. So yeah, Tsukasa brings out the classic Street Fighter, and Aya's pretty bad, but she adapts to it. Like, she has to play with like the shitty old-fashioned joystick with like 2 buttons. But then yeah, it becomes like a tie. But yeah, nothing happens after the tournament, just like fun, nice takoyaki party. And yeah, one more episode left. I'm actually curious because we barely got any of Tsukasa's backstory. They're just sprinkling how she's a moon spirit. She's like very old. Like, she might leave sometime, but I'm just, like, so curious. Okay, so for Higurashi, When They Cry, episode 11. Okay, so this was kind of a feel-good episode, which I did not expect. So I guess they're ending off, like, kind of the time travel plotline here, where it was a lot of Rika, like, showing off her real voice. She wants Keiichi to have the moment to solve this timeline, stop going back into loop. She sees, like, this one opportunity here, and then she kind of like latches onto it. So then he doesn't want to give up on Satoko. Mion's twin sister Shion actually like becomes the savage this episode. She's like, I'm gonna kill Satoko's uncle. I'm gonna kill him. And then Keiichi was like, no, because we didn't lose hope this timeline. Like chill. And this is where Rika says that yeah, if you kill someone, then there's no hope left. But if people still have hope, then we can keep going. So then Keiichi organizes the whole school to go ask child services to investigate Satoko's situation. But yeah, the main point of this episode was that Rika showed who she really was. She seems to be the meta character. She doesn't really get involved in anything, and she doesn't really have a lot of powers, but she's basically watching Keiichi try to solve the problems and maybe help him. And if he makes the wrong choice, then it's out of her control, and then the timeline is ruined. So yeah, it was kind of sappy, but all the school kids came together. It's basically them planning on stopping Satoko's uncle, like through peaceful means, like maybe protesting and just like getting in his face. Okay, so for Fire Force Season 2, Episode 24, this is the finale. I am expecting a Season 3 just because this episode wrapped up very quickly with kind of not a lot of resolution. It was basically continuing to teach Shinra and Arthur their kind of hidden power, their flame of death, and they had to like surpass their own limits to reach it. Very demonic scenery, just seeing them just like be so angry, getting beaten up by Benimaru, and seeing Shinra go into the Adala world to like get that fire. He actually sees some memories, one about his mother and one about Captain Hog from Company 4. So Hog is actually getting murdered by a new evangelist enemy. So I was very happy with the way the season ended. Basically, David Productions did a great job summarizing how the manga, like the action, the fire, the characters and the mystery, the comedy and the fan service, portraying it exactly how it was, how I read it. But then just seeing the fire action was amazing. Seeing Joker getting his characterization was great. I was happy we had a 24 episode season, just like showed so much. There's still so much left remaining as well, just like a bunch more fights and mystery to uncover. But yeah, I'm very happy. I think the first core was a little bit stronger than the second one, because the first actually followed some story, introduced some great characters, and the second core was just some like a lot of action, but not a lot of just story continuity. So like there were just some training arcs, some character backstories, but that's pretty much it. The OPs were also really good. So yeah, just some very positive things to say about this anime. If you really want to watch a longer running shonen, here you go. It's not that long, 48 episodes, and there might be a season 3, so I'd strongly recommend it.